How'd that Chappelle connection come about?
Well, you know, I'm saying I was in South Africa just minding my own business, and then he just like, I was like, yo. No, it was
Subscribe.
What's up, man? We got your audio. We don't have video though.
awesome, bro. Awesome. Here we go. Awesome. Sorry, man. I'm literally on set. We're filming this flashback in my series.
Let's go. I'll take that.
Literally filming in front of my middle school and my high school that I went to. So I was just sitting with little flashback me. Sorry, flip it back. Little flashback.
Hang on now let's
completely unreal, bro.
Let's talk about flashback you. Did you get a hotter kid than you used to be,
who's
or
playing
what?
you? That's a great question. Who's playing you?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty high on the handsome scale, so you know it's gonna be hard. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, if I was gonna go back, I was a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid. If I was going back to pick out a kid, let me tell you what, I'd go to the market and pick me a fresh one.
I'd love to see the casting director being like, "Man, really?
We got any better-looking children?"
This kid's not sexy enough."
Yeah,
That's
no, I
great,
want to
man.
get back with it. So I picked the ugliest child I could find. And,
Even better.
Yeah.
No, give me the grosser kid.
Yeah. Well,
That's
what are you talking about? You can't get worse.
Are you doing a bit of a victory lap? I feel like if when you make it, and if you're doing flashbacks, you're going back in time in front of your old school. Are you thinking about friends from the past, or like the kids you didn't like from the past? I know what I'd be thinking about.
I'm thinking about the teachers, little punk ass teachers that said I wasn't gonna beat up.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'd be the type.
I mean, it's pretty
to everybody.
amazing, bro. Like, look, this is when I first came to the States. This is one of the first apartment complexes I lived in. And we used to jump over this bayou and go play football over here. And now we're filming at the production company, everybody here, filming in front of the school, like flashbacks from my life. Flashbacks from my life. It's pretty intense. It's really surreal, bro. It's like been really cathartic. But
Are you tough to be around because you're so high right now? Because I would be. If I was back in my hometown, I'd be like, I don't know, like pissing in the street and stuff. You know, like, they're even gonna arrest me because of how much economy you're bringing here. I am the LeBron James of this place.
You know what? I need to be more aggressive like that.
Yeah.
For sure. You're right, bro.
Aggressive is a good word for it.
I am. It's pretty amazing that it's never happened before in Houston. Like there's never been a narrative sitcom showcasing Houston, which is so absurd.
Really?
It being the fourth largest city. No, it's never happened.
Yeah.
I mean, Reba, but that was filmed in Burbank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and it was Reba.
Yeah.
No.
And you're following a similar structure to Reba?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually play a redheaded woman as in present day, and we're showing pre-transition. And, my job. It's just it's been really cathartic, man. Honestly, like I don't even have time to like feel anything like as far as like, oh, this is what we're doing here. This is what it is. It's just like it's all been really cathartic. You know, recreating certain memories from my life, not only through flashback but in present day storylines, and it's just been a lot to take in. Mm-hmm. So maybe in like a year when we drop it and it's dope, then I could just be like, yeah, bitch, I did all this. You know what I mean? Maybe, but I don't think it's not in my nature. But I definitely think that it's bringing something like this to Houston and showcasing. We got some great like drop-ins that are non-traditional, like, that are really cool for the show. But, yeah.
So you got like memories and stuff. You had a pretty good childhood. You didn't suppress all that shit.
just when you saying that, I saw your left eye twitch a little bit. I could tell a lot. Yours was.
Bro, I felt my left eye twitch. Usually you don't feel your own tells. I was like, boy, I'm having a seizure right now.
Was it good for you?
Is this what whip are we in here? Is this your car or is this something like on the set?
Yeah.
What are we driving?
No, it's my car. It's my car. Driving a Mercedes-Benz S550.
My man, pots and pans. You made it. I'm still driving a Hyundai.
Yeah.
I was never a car guy. I'm not much of a car. I never will be, and I never really was like. I was like, I'm not gonna buy an expensive car. It's not for me. But now I'm like, well, gotta flex a little bit.
Yeah. Now I'm like, wish I didn't have a fucking Hyundai.
Exactly. I need something a little better. Yeah.
Definitely not a Hyundai. Jesus Christ. But yeah. I can definitely tell you that I was like that too. I've always been like my family first, and then I'll take care of myself later. And then my manager, actually, he was like, bro, go get yourself a nice car. This is enough. So I was like, okay. And then I drove this car, and everything else was shit. You know?
You can't go
just
back.
Pure garbage.
Yeah.
Couldn't go back. I drove BMWs. I drove Vos. I drove everything else. I was like, this is so different. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's air ride, suspension, all this. I was like, okay, so
yeah, whatever.
Everything else sucks. I'm gonna be driving, going, you know what I mean? I got divorced. She took everything, but she can't take this from me.
The divorce car. I like that. Man. I certainly know that game.
That's why Kevin has a Hyundai.
Yeah. So you could have. Let me tell you something, Mo. There are two different versions of divorce cars. There's like, I got my car after the fact, and I'm gonna fucking shove it down your throat. And there's the you got everything, so I can only afford a Hyundai divorce car. So we're working on getting that second one.
Here's how my shit went down. I'm like, look, I love you, and I do. Like, take everything, but I'm keeping it.
Bro, if you could have had anything from your relationship, it's the car.
It was so funny because I ended up like moving into the Four Seasons for like a couple weeks. It wasn't on my dime either. I got promised. It was just like happened to work out because of work, and I'm pulling up. And the valet, they know me because we've stayed there before when we were doing shows with Dave and stuff. So they saw me like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And they're just taking out just like a really like mismatched shit out of my trunk. It's not like it's like a record player, it's like golf clubs and like albums and then like my bags. And he looked at me. I was like, I got divorced. He's like,
yo, checking into a hotel with a record player and golf clubs is some shit. Like, what is this,
dude? All I had, right?
That is fucking hilarious.
It was so. I saw his face, like trying to figure it out. He was trying to map it out. He said maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe this guy's like, is old school. He plays records on the golf course. I don't know. Like, just saw him trying.
That's great.
And when I saw him struggle, his left eye twitched first.
So wait, I'm looking at the chain. I'm looking at your chain, and then I can see in the back there the hat has the same logo. What's that? What are we working with here?
Shit, I forgot. Man, that's letting you guys know too much about me right now.
There's a dead body back there, some blood stains.
You can hear a bunch of pounding.
Let me out.
Guys, Columbo on me. No, so this is Mo in Arabic, but it's like been straightened out. Like it doesn't look like this is supposed to be swooped, and it's supposed to look much different than this. But my designer, an amazing designer in Chicago, Nermeen, she came up with. I was like, I want something that's in Arabic, but I don't want it to be like easily deduced by Arabs. Like I don't want it to be that way. I just want it to be like almost like a symbol.
Yeah, you like Prince up in here. Motherfucker's got his own symbol.
Like, I don't want it to be yeah, I was like, I just don't want it to be like easily read. I think it's like kind of corny if it just says Mo in Arabic, like swooped out. I just want it to be different. So she was just like, yes. It also looks like a key as well.
Yeah. That's like fucking very, cool as shit. I like that explanation.
And then it also looks like, also looks like a duck.
Yeah,
a duck. I was gonna say the TikTok symbol, but yeah, duck as well.
Yeah,
you got everything. That thing's a fucking animorph.
I'm undefeated, 9-0.
Yeah.
Like it was unintentional. It just happened. But
that's a cool piece, man. So, what you are from Houston? You moved to Houston, and like that's where where your life is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've never left. People always you're like, oh, you brought the show back here. So you're back in Houston. I'm like, well, I never left. I just didn't go out. Just touring so much, and then you come back. I just always licked my wounds in Houston and saw my family, and then I was back out. I definitely spent more time on the road than I did in Houston. I always thought it would be beneficial for me, like mentally, to not live in LA, or New York, really. But I love New York, and I spent a ton of time out there. But I just never thought. I just saw so many guys come back from when I first, as a teenager, just started doing stand up. Saw so many guys that would rush to LA and then come back like 6 months later with their tail tucked between their legs, selling furniture and shit like that. I'm like, fuck.
Working at what was it? Was it Max? Who's the big furniture guy down there?
What's his
Mattress
Max? Yeah. That guy,
boy, man, I love that.
That's a flex. That dude was like tossing around $1 million bets, right?
Yeah.
He's the fucking man. Was it? Yeah, it was like everyone in the whole fucking city gets a mattress if they win or some shit.
There was that. I mean, didn't they put up everyone with the flood?
Yeah,
and shit like that?
He was a cool cat. Yeah.
Oh, he's incredible. No, he did this he does the Super Bowl bets every year.
Yeah.
So you can bet on a team and you buy, you have to buy like $25,000 worth of furniture. Crazy amount. But if you spend that much, and if your team wins, you get all your money back. Like crazy.
That's fucking fire.
Excuse me. I forgot.
He's taking jets from like Houston to Vegas to play sports bets and then come. Yeah, he's wild, bro. He's great, but he's done a lot for the community, man. He's really like a legend out here. Everybody loves him and respects him. He opened up his store and had people there. It's crazy.
You want us to take him out so you can be the Houston guy?
Yeah,
we'll take care of him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I got nothing going on this weekend. You let me know.
We're like, there's only one thing holding me back.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
You just change careers. You're like, I'm done with stand-up and television. I sell fucking beds now, bro.
No, man, that's serious, man. People would come back just like not well. And I'm like, never. And then my mentor, he said, you can always be 6 months too early, but you can't be 6 months too late. And I really took that to heart, So I just went on the road and just worked my ass off. And started touring with Chappelle after that. And just like was touring the globe independently with Amer Funny, our crew. And then we started, like, stand-up was not even a thing. Like, in Scandinavia in 2006, 7, 8, 9. We got, like, Doug Stanhope in the market there. We connected them and he started doing it. Like, it was way before anything was popping. And then I just kept writing and like banking stuff. Like the opening to my series I wrote 7 years ago.
Really?
Wow.
And then just waited it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How'd that Chappelle connection come about?
Well, I'm saying I was in South Africa just minding my own business. And then he just like I was like, yo. No, it was so yeah, we've known about each other since like 2004, 5. We were touring when we did that tour called Love Made Me Funny, and his family became like big fans of it. And then he showed up to our show in 2007. And sorry, I hope the air conditioner's not bothering me.
No, it's all good.
So he came to our show in Columbus, Ohio. We had a theater show there in 2007. Actually, his mom, his brother, his sister, and his, at that time, 7-year-old niece came to the show. And they were like, Dave's coming. We're like, oh, dope. And then he surprised the audience, did it an hour after our show.
Wow.
Top of the dome, squeaky clean, like hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is just amazing. And then we went and had dinner.
He went squeaky clean with it for it?
Squeaky clean.
Bro.
He said ass and apologized.
Dude just showed up at his old high school, called kids the little motherfuckers, and he's going squeaky clean for you. That's like the highest thing I can hear.
Yeah, that's big praise. That's
it's he did it. I mean, nobody asked him to. He just did it.
Yeah.
Nobody was just like, "Hey, Dave, could you please?
Yeah.
What are you crazy?" Like
nobody else should tell that shit. Yeah.
No, of course not. Why would you? And he just let him do his thing. He's he gets it, of course. And then he just did that, and we went out to dinner. We had like an hour. I don't know how many. We chilled together. Mom, so we all took his whole family out to dinner. And we just had like a family dinner. Started laughing. We were smoking outside, smoking cigarettes outside, talking. That's how our relationship started. And we just became friends since then. And then in 2011, I had a show with Azhar in the Bay Area, and then AZ finds out. He's like, "Yo, Dave is in the Bay." I was like, "What?" "He's in Oakland." I was like, "Man, it's amazing." He's like, "He's there the whole week." And what's so crazy is that, anyway, this is a whole nother crazy part to it. I'm not leave it out, but he
you don't have to.
No, go ahead. Give us the crazy part. Let it rip,
the crazy
bro.
part. Go ahead.
Let it rip. Just us. It's just us.
That's tough. I don't want to even talk. I don't want to ruin it. But I had literally a week before I had the dream, and a dream about the whole situation, and I forgot about it. And the only person I told was Azhar, and the whole thing literally came true. The week later, it was wild. It was like we didn't even write it all over. And I looked at AZ. I was like, "Remember my dream?" And we just both freaked out. Like it was really just like a I don't know. It's just I don't know.
You did some manifesting of it?
No, it was random, bro. I haven't seen him in years, like a couple of years at least, and then it just happened. It was just, it was so out of left field, but it just, everything that happened in the dream, like literally happened. It was fucking bananas.
Do you believe in that kind of stuff? You believe in fate, fucking manifestation, all that stuff?
I mean, man, when you say that, do you believe in that fucking shit?
No, because I actually, some part of me believes in that fucking shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to skip it, okay? Because I'm fuckers like you.
No, bro, I'm with Kevin where like my fucking the like guy in me is like, that's not, you make your own way in this world.
Yeah.
But then like there's parts where I'm like, fuck.
That was
like,
too weird. It's
yeah.
unexplainable,
Right.
Some parts got to just be left up to a higher power or whatever you want to call it.
No, exactly. Look, the best way I do believe in God, and what believing in God means to a Muslim is this is the way my teacher described it to me. Like your incomprehension of God is your comprehension of God. That's it. Your comprehension of God is your comprehension of God. It's an infinite thing. Like how can you describe something that you can't?
Yeah.
It's like it's your brain short circuit when you try to describe what God is. It's not a man in the sky with a thing and get out of here.
It'd be so much easier if he was though.
It would be.
Like,
no, it wouldn't.
If it was a guy who had like a Twitter account, I could just be like, yo, God, what the fuck, man?
It's the worst you could have is a guy up there. This is so awful.
Yeah. But did you see him off in the distance when you're flying?
I do believe we all carry. I mean, it's just fact. We do have energy. This shit does happen. You can call somebody on the other side of the planet and be like, man, I was just thinking about you. It's just
yeah.
It was that kind of thing. It was more like that.
Right.
It was completely unconscious and it happened. Anyway, the point is that we popped into his show at the chapel, and then he's like, y'all want to do some time tomorrow? We're like, yeah. And then of course, and then we started that, and then he was like, you want to come back tomorrow? The next day, yeah. And then like 2,000 shows together.
No shit.
It was just
real?
one of the,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 2012, 13, 14, 15, like throughout his whole journey of the comeback situation. I saw the whole thing intimately.
You've seen every side of him, like, pre-fame, middle fame, post-fame, now resurgence of fame, all of it.
Yeah, no, he was still famous when I met him. He was always famous.
Yeah.
He was just like levels to it. And it was just like, he was like 2-3 years removed from Chappelle show, which is obviously a very traumatic experience. And in a calm, cool place. And then seeing his resurgence and really going for it was spectacular to see that. It was a massive learning, experience.
So I saw Mo in Texas, and I feel like you have a bit about how people try to put Texans pit you against Muslims against Texans, and how you're like, no, fuck that, we're all together. But I also do feel like it's got to be an interesting experience being in Texas your whole life as a Muslim.
No, absolutely. It's had waves in it, but I really don't accept the fact is like, oh, you're in the South and this is what it's like and it must be so hard and they hate y'all down there. It's not true, man. This shit is bullshit. It's like a very small percentage, extremely small percentage. And I also don't blame them. Like I think that it's really just arrogant to just like be so dismissive. Like these people are so dumb. Like these people also fed a particular news source that's from their country and they look to and they think that this is real and that's what they believe. It's like, man, come on, man, give it, let them breathe. Like I think just having those conversations is really important. And I have a ton of friends that are like that. I mean, they ask me to do some wild shit that I don't do. Like my neighbors one time would be like, come on with us, we're gonna go spray some boars out of a helicopter. I'm like, I'm
all set on that, dude.
Have they ever asked you to go mudding?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I was in. So I'm from Massachusetts, but I went to school in Florida, and I was down in Tallahassee, and they were like, "Yo, we're going mudding this weekend." I was like, "What is that?" They're like, thinking it had to mean something other than playing mud.
Like,
And they're like, no, we go drive cars in mud. That was my biggest like Southern thing. I was like, I think I'm gonna draw some boundaries with us.
How about when Hank went what was it, gigging, when you stabbed frogs with a fucking pitchfork? I'm all good, man. I'm all good on that, dude.
I mean, look, he had me at killing pigs. You know what I mean? I was like enticing. I was like, spray down some pigs. That sounds great.
What's the most like redneck shit you think you've ever done in your life?
Sleep with one, I think. Sleep with one.
Bro, sleeping with a redneck's not redneck shit. Sleeping with your sister's redneck shit.
No. In a trailer. You missed the last part.
Oh, in a trailer?
You fucking a trailer.
Trailer part.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer,
like,
that is. Guys? You're right.
Yeah,
that's some fucking.
What are your thoughts on it's not Houston, it's obviously much more Austin, but this influx of people into Austin, I'd imagine it's got to be a little bit of kind of everywhere in Texas. I heard that it was like 160 new residents a day right now.
That actually sounds low to me.
That seems like a lot to me,
more
man. It's crazy.
More than a lot of them are coming in now too, but Austin is just they've ruined it. They've literally they're ruining Austin.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Austin's fear for such a long time? Like is it keep Austin weird? Like wasn't that the tagline like in like the 80s?
Yeah, it's over now. It's over.
Yeah,
now
really
it's
is.
like, and it's like it's become a thing. Like just seeing Californians move to Austin, and then all of a sudden they start wearing cowboy hats and shit, walking around like "fuck yeah," just kill me.
Right. God, it's awful.
Like literally, I saw that. Fuck yeah! What's up, guys?
Brutal.
Yeah.
Immediately, it's over. And I'm not even that guy, but it's just I'm all about preservation of authenticity, and that just murders me inside.
Yeah.
And Austin was always a really special place to go visit, and now it's cool. It still is very special, and it's really dope. I filmed my first special there, and it's just different. It really is, man. It really is, and it's tough. But Houston is still maintaining, but Houston can support that. It's such a much big, such a large city.
Yeah, it takes so goddamn long to get around everywhere. We were there for the Super Bowl a few years back. Took fucking 40 minutes. I mean, Super Bowl week is obviously different, but took 40 minutes to get everywhere.
Usually 20.
What's that?
It's usually like 20.
20. Honestly, I knew the number was 20. I exaggerated on purpose to a guy who lives in Houston. I knew it was 20. I knew that was the tagline. You're like, bitch, I'm here. It's 20. I know.
Yeah. It depends though. To one side to the other, it could take you an hour. It's not a joke for sure.
You said you love play like authenticity and stuff like that. Where do you think in the world, where's the place you went that was like the most authentic that resonated with you? Like throughout all your travels.
Oh man, there's a few. There's definitely several that like Cape Town, South Africa, Joburg, South Africa in general is just such a. I think Africa, just amazing. I haven't been that many as my other friends, but I've gone to like from South Africa to the Northern Horn, which is like Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt. And I haven't been to Libya, but it's like those are all like really anywhere in the Middle East. Really, you'll just see like down home. Everybody's like grounded and lively. I just love that, man.
First of all, Joburg was I don't know top 3 coolest things I ever heard. I never heard it just referred to as Joburg.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, holy shit, he means Johannesburg.
Joburg?
No, I've never heard Joburg. I don't run in those kind of circles. I've heard the whole word once in my life.
We're not Joburg guys, bro.
I was watching Safe House with Ryan Reynolds and came up. That's about it. But like when you travel like in Africa, language isn't a problem. Like I was supposed to just go to France, and I was so nervous about like just being the guy who didn't even try and learn the language. I was like, people are supposed to. Then luckily Corona hit, so I didn't have to go. But
no, France, bro. I had the same when I did shows in Paris. And I was gonna go walk out. The guys were like, "Hey, just FYI, nobody speaks English." And I looked around. I'm like, I know I'm fine because I speak Arabic. So I went to the farmers market, and everybody's Tunisian, Algerian.
Oh yeah.
And I speak Arabic and Spanish and English. This obviously, but I rarely have problems with language anywhere I go. It's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, that's actually one of the more. Anytime somebody knows multiple languages, speaks something fluently, I'm always wildly impressed because I'm like, I can't even remember an ounce of Spanish after 18 years of it in school. So.
Yeah, man, I just pick it up really. It's I credit that to my parents. When they put me in English and Arabic school at the same time. I really think that parents are making giant mistakes by holding their kids small. Like it's too much for them. No, it's the opposite. Like you should feed them early. And what my teachers taught me something too. It was really cool. He said, memory in young age is like etching in stone, and memory in old age is like painting water.
It's true, man. It's true. I don't remember shit now.
That's a fucking cool way to say it. Yeah.
Right. You know what's wild though is, out of all these travels and all these interesting places, if you were to ask people from some of those places, I feel like Texas is one of those wild spots in the world. You know what I mean? So to do like Muhammad in Texas I'm sure it resonates with a lot of people in a lot of different ways because Texas is a wild fucking place, man.
It is a wild place, and I just want to lean into it and just kind of like own it. And it's a name that I actually scribbled in my notebook like 10 years ago, and I stumbled on it again. I'm like, man, I think I'm going to name this Muhammad in Texas. It came out in the middle of my show. I didn't like because the bit about like the Scott part wasn't really a bit. It was more like a statement. It was originally a bit, and the bit was much longer than that, and it was all these act outs and all this, and then in the middle of the taping, I shifted. I was like, no, that's not the bit. Don't do the bit. Change it. He was always there for me, and like it just happened in the middle of my set. So while we were filming, I didn't know I was going to do that.
That's fucking awesome. Just kind of stumble into.
That's always the best stuff, right? That's when you find the real gold. It's like when it's
I did hundreds of sets, and then I was just like doing it a certain way, and then in the middle of the taping, right as I started talking, I was going to go into it. I was like, no. Boom, this is it. And I just started doing it. And the first show worked. And then I did the second show and I tweaked it and it was great. I was like, oh, this is it. That was it for sure.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Really, that is great shit.
Yeah, man.
It's available now on Netflix, Muhammad in Texas, and be on the lookout for everything else you're doing. Just look for the sign. You got to put that shit out there like the bat signal, man. Boom. You see the Mo signal out in the sky. You know shit's about to go down, man.
Yo, man, much love. You guys are hilarious, bro. Thank you for having me.
Have a good one, dude.
Have a good one, man.
Later, bro.
Later, man. Much love, bro. Peace.
All right, the holiday season is approaching. All I want for Christmas this year is YouTube subscribers. We got to get to 100,000. I want that 100,000 plaque. We've got a goal for all you out there, for everybody. At 100,000 subscribers, Polly Feidelberg will join us on the show. Maybe. Well, if not, we'll probably have to trick her into it. But at 100K, you will get Polly content. So subscribe, click the bell icon so you get notifications so that you're always watching. Leave a comment below. Talk about it. Post about it. Spread word. Tell your friends. 100,000 subscribers on KFC Radio for Polly Feidelberg. Let's make it happen.